Celtics have opened up 0-4 from the floor. Clark, good feed inside. It's Samuelson.
That is the sprint ahead of the ball that I'm talking about.
Clark working on Van Loo. Oh, Clark, pretty step back. Hits a three.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your main man, Scooter D. I'm filling in for my homeboy while he's out of town, so let's break this down. Okay, so all the scores and all the stats aside, what make the GOATs like Caitlin Clark's class set aside from their competition is their compassion, positive vibes, their respect, their intelligence, and their impactful personalities. Now, all of that Clark has been showing solidly ever since she started playing basketball, and every time she proved that she's impressive, world-class, and simply the GOAT at hoops. Hey, look, believe it or not, but the amount of unjustified criticism and hate that Clark faces is real, and it's tough. Even Jason Whitlock of Blaze TV's Fearless has spoken about it and claimed that there's an anti-Caitlin Clark propaganda campaign that the WNBA establishment is currently launching to once again publicly minimize the significance of Clark. That ain't just a statement that you make for a rating campaign, right? It seems real when you connect all the dots with what some of the WNBA officials have been doing. Now, we're going to talk about that a little bit later on, but let's see what else Whitlock got to say about the WNBA campaign. So, Whitlock claims that the Clark deniers are now pushing dubious and inconsequential Angel Reese statistical accomplishments to try and distract the massive fandom from the star power that Clark continues to augment and amplify. Check this out. Indiana Fever games with Clark have broken viewership records on all 6 WNBA networks, baby, and she has also become the first WNBA player to have the biggest number of triple doubles in a single season of WNBA. But guess what, man? WNBA's continuous promoting the double-double record narrative being inauthentically spun around Reese is a last-ditch effort from jealous Clark critics to steal the Rookie of the Year award from Clark. Meanwhile, during all of this, they literally didn't focus on Clark's triple-double record. Now, even in this situation, Clark always showed her class didn't spew venom as Angel Reese did against her. When asked about her rivalry with Reese, Caitlin Clark pointed a finger at the media and didn't show even a bit of a grudge against her. See, Clark was adamant that she's got no rivalry with Reese, and any suggestion of that has been drawn up and driven by the media. But she admitted that she's happy to play her part in the narrative if it strokes up interest levels. Now, she said this to reporters: "I'm pretty sure that the only people who view this as a rivalry are all of you. For us, it's just a game of basketball. That's what it is." Clark expressed that if it's going to help move the game forward, then absolutely, that's amazing. That's what it should be. People can run around and talk about it. You know, that was an amazing gesture, but she didn't stop there and went further to spread positivity. She reiterated with this: "We're excited. I think the 2 prior matchups lived up to what everyone was expecting. Just really great basketball games, honestly."
This is what you're looking for when you want to cement your status as a bona fide superstar on your level.
Caitlin Clark is a highly emotional perfectionist. Now, she demands much more from herself and from everybody in her orbit, including her teammates, coaches, and officials. And when things don't go her way or she feels that somebody has failed to do their job, Iowa's all-everything senior guard isn't afraid to let them know it, whether it be a teammate or an official. This behavior might rub some people the wrong way, but that's who Caitlin Clark is, and it's who she always has been, as a fiery competitor in the heat of the moment. Now, it's easy to forget when Clark's making logos, threes, and recording 40-point triple-doubles that she's a human, a 23-year-old woman carrying the massive weight and burden of being a sports phenomenon and a cultural icon all at the same time. Man, when I was 23, I still didn't even know what I wanted to be when I grew up. While all Clark does is spread positivity, her competitors don't miss a chance to take a shot at her. I mean, these people is always trolled by the fans significantly. Caitlin Clark made history on Saturday, becoming the first rookie in WNBA history to record a triple-double. Now, it was the latest in a long line of impressive games for the #1 overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. Perhaps Chicago Sky guard Kennedy Carter is finally impressed with Clark's game. Earlier this year, Carter took a shot at Clark, suggesting that she doesn't do nothing but shoot three-pointers. She straight up asked, besides three-point shooting, what does she bring to the table, man? The answer to that question? A lot. Everybody's trolling Carter now. So one fan wrote, a triple-double against a team that your team will never beat. Oh, spicy. But one fan says it right, and WNBA stars gotta learn from it. This user wrote, nobody wants to see a woman fail more than other women. Look at how this league speaks about their opponents. Yeah, there's some trash talking in the NBA, but a lot of those men speak of their competition in a respectful manner and acknowledge their opponent's talent. Now that comment right there is jaw-dropping, and it directly takes us to Angel Reese spreading hatred against Caitlin Clark. Back in May, Reese wrote out an X post to read, and that's on getting a win in a packed arena, not just because of one player and our charter flight. #Skytown. Reese ultimately deleted the post, which was considered a clear shot at Caitlin Clark because at the time, people were saying that Clark was the reason for the WNBA's new charter flight program for all teams to and from games. This was all about the hate, but Reese also said something really nasty about Clark and tried to demean her. Now she said this, I know I'll go down in history. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want you to realize that. Man, that was clearly a hate comment. Everybody can understand that. But to clear the misconception of Reese, the rating of the league is completely not high because of her. But in fact, she's the most hated player in the WNBA right now. It's almost like when you run your mouth, you get yourself into hot water. Who knew? Now, BetOnline analyzed data from X, looking for posts with negative connotations such as I hate Angel Reese or I hate Caitlin Clark. Those results were surprising in revealing the taste of the followers of the Women's League. In the duel this passed on June 2nd, Carter earned the rejection of fans and players by delivering an undeserved shoulder check to Clark at the end of the third quarter. Reese applauded her teammates' action and neither apologized for what happened. This unsportsmanlike action caused all kinds of reactions, although it was more support for Clark and rejection of Reese and Carter. After that game, G Barbie showed no remorse and on the contrary said that she was happy to embrace her role as a villain in the WNBA. Yeah, cause she knows getting the love of the fans is impossible for her now. Look man, Caitlin Clark is different, right? After she made WNBA history on July 6th, she thanked the fans in attendance at Gainbridge Fieldhouse for helping them get a colossal win over the New York Liberty. Her response to the snub by Team US selection was also impressive. When USA Basketball released its 12-player roster for the women's team at the 2024 Paris Olympics, plenty of basketball fans were surprised to see Caitlin Clark's name excluded from the list. Clark, the NCAA's all-time leading scorer, was coming off of a 30-point performance when the roster was announced, and it sparked a massive debate about the decision. Now Clark, though, was not among those disappointed. Instead, she used the snub as motivation. I'm excited for the girls that are on the team. I know it's the most competitive team in the world. I know it could have gone either way. Me being on the team, me not being on the team. And I'm so excited for them. I'm going to be rooting them on to win gold. I was a kid that grew up watching the Olympics, so it'll be fun to watch them. So what are your thoughts about everything going down with Clark? Make sure y'all let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you when I sub in the next video.